Are you going to be okay?
I'm going to be okay.
Hi.
I'm laughing at myself. The thumbnail that we took for today is delightful.
I'm going to sign in so I can watch us lag here and we can know what stuff we have to repeat. That really is an epic thumbnail.
All right. And I'm getting my notes.
Sweet. So.
Woohoo! Should have been ready 10 minutes ago, but
yeah, but that's not how we do things. So
okay. We're late because Wendy and I were going through a really difficult for her language arts, a really difficult concept for her. And she stuck with it and she worked hard and she figured it out. So I'm proud of her, and I figure that's probably a pretty good reason to be late. So
yeah, trying hard when you're having a hard time is a good thing.
Yeah.
So
So I had to brag on my kid.
Yes. So we should probably save the recap of cool stuff that's happened this week until we actually have viewers.
Yeah. Let's talk about what we're drinking.
Well, Kaylee's on though. Yes, let's talk about what we're drinking.
Oh, Wendy. Kaylee says, nice job.
Kaylee's gone now too.
Kaylee's.
One viewer.
On your language arts?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. Let's talk about what we're drinking.
You go.
I am starting with Dragon's Milk White. It is a bourbon barrel-aged white stout.
What on earth is that?
It is a so it's well, I mean, let's find out. But it's basically a pale or like an amber beer brewed as though it were a stout.
Interesting.
And so you brew it at a little bit different temperatures. You treat things a little bit differently. Fun fact: most of my stuff, like Raven Master, for instance, is brewed similarly in that style.
Oh, I was going to say, why have you not done this? But apparently you've been doing it the whole time.
Yeah, I don't do it purposefully for the sake of promoting a stout, but it's it'll never have the same smoky qualities. But oh, that's weird. I guess Google's just screwed up. That's weird. Yeah, we've totally got at least 3-4 people watching there, and it says one. So
okay.
Yeah, so this is actually very much in my style.
Luke says that sounds like a thing want.
That sounds like a thing want. Well, we're going to find out. I mean, if nothing else, the artwork is sick. So let's see here. Smells good. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice. They used some minorly smoked malt in there to give it kind of that smoky quality like you would normally get from a heavily roasted malt that would give it the dark color.
Yeah.
So you kind of get the smokiness. You get a little bit of the barrel in there. You definitely get that really nice malt backbone. I don't know as you'll like it. It has a little bit more bittering in it than I would do, but it's good. It is really good.
I haven't even tasted it yet because every time I smell it, it brings out this really like potent memory that is completely shadowed. So it's like
it's like a dragon.
Well, no,
it's a shadow dragon.
It's like, you know how you can that feeling of anticipation of a thought is coming or a memory is coming.
Uh-huh.
It's like a sneeze that hasn't actually sneezed
That's
yet.
That's the worst. I hate pre-sneezes.
White coffee.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah. Tastes nothing like white coffee, of course, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I'm a fan of traditional Dragon's Milk, but this is darn good.
You have as well.
Which I do have hiding in the fridge behind me. But this is darn good too. I'm really glad you got me this. Thank you.
I mean, yeah, it's good. It's well balanced. Like I don't feel like the maltiness is there and there's bitterness.
Now that you've mentioned the white coffee, I get it. It's a bit of nuttiness.
Yes.
Yeah. It's an almost almond-like nuttiness.
It's nice. I just have no interest in ever drinking it.
Yeah, no, I would 100% recommend this to anybody that enjoyed
Gancho.
What was Gancho. Yeah.
Yes.
Which both of you will probably really like this. What do you have?
I have
because dang.
Two Town Cider House, the Bad Apple. I don't know if I've ever had this one. I feel like I would remember a 10.5% cider.
Maybe.
made made with meadow foam honey.
Oof.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Wow. So that's a melomel? No, what is that one?
Well, it depends on what they did with the honey. Because if they just used it to back sweeten.
Oh, then it's just a cider.
Yeah, but if they use that as part of the fermentation, which considering it's a 10.5%, they might have.
They probably did.
Then, yes, I believe it's a melon.
I've got it. Hold on. Just have to go to favorites. It is, let's see, a mead cider is cider specifically with apples.
Yeah.
But melomel generically with other fruit.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean I'm such a nerd. Made a whole little Venn diagram of what all the mixes are called, depending on whether they're fermented before or after other stuff. But anyway, that's enough of us being nerdy. Will it ever be enough of us being nerdy?
No.
That's fair.
If I could sing, I would start singing "Never Enough" from The Greatest Showman. Okay.
Have a little bit of that first, then try. It'll be funnier that way.
Ooh.
I can smell that from here. Wow. And
that's yummy.
Oh, that smells delightful. You get that apple right up front.
Apples, yeah. Apples forefront. Nerds for life.
Ooh. It's got a really interesting bitterness.
Yeah, there's acid more than tannin.
But there is a little tannin in there too. There is,
yeah.
Tannin's what makes your mouth kind of go like sucking on a tea bag.
Yeah, it's the dry.
Mm-hmm. Like when your tea's been steeping too long.
Yeah, when you drink dry red wine.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
That dry you get is tannins.
Yeah, sure.
There's kind of caramel.
That's a thing want too. Nice. It's like heart and brain.
Yes.
That is a phenomenally good one. We should get that more often.
This is nice.
I would just straight enjoy that one.
That's kind of get no. There's definitely a booziness.
A little bit.
Like, well, I didn't get it the first drink that I got.
Yeah.
But now that I've had a few sips, I'm starting to get the nice heat here.
Nice, love it.
Yes.
Dude, I should make another Schmebulock-esque.
Yes, you should.
Should do that soon. Wonder if I should do it IPA-ish or if I should just shoot for drier and dry.
I don't know. I mean, we can talk about
stout. Needs to be in the style of a stout.
Yeah.
A dry stout. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Figured that one out. All right.
But that's a good segue into what have we been up to this week?
What have we? All of the things, but most notably, this last Saturday was Extra Life.
Like
what?
Drinking, like making production.
I drank a lot of things this last
production.
Week. Oh.
What did you brew?
Relics. I brewed something. We talked about this last time. It was What the Dickens. It's doing great. Thank you. I brewed Relics, which is it turned out fantastically. Oh my gosh, it's looking and smelling amazingly. Everything about the brew and everything about the minor upgrades I made to my system went far above and beyond what I could have ever hoped for. Brewing is going to be even more efficient now, which is just makes me so happy. Have to use less natural gas, which is on natural gas, which I'm so happy about.
Which, considering natural gas prices are going up, efficiency is good.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that. Anyway, it's still cheaper than electric or propane.
This is true.
By a long shot.
This is true.
Relics turned out fantastically. I'm fermenting with a slightly different yeast this time. Not the usual Scotch ale yeast that I use, but the same one I use for Singularity. And so it should just have that rich depth about it. It should be phenomenal.
Nice.
So that's going on right now. And
that one's not going to be barrel aged.
Correct. This one is just going to be, as soon as it's ready, bare minimum a month. Bare minimum a month. Probably Christmas-ish. As soon as it's ready, it will just come right out. No barrels for this one. But I do have a version slated for barrels coming up here within the next few months. So that'll be next Christmas. That one's going to be a little while. Got to get the barrels prepped for that.
Yes.
But that'll be good. We do have more brewery news, but what are you about?
Well, I was just going to give a really sad update on my cider side.
You don't have a sad update on your cider side. We're poised for greatness.
Pathetic. I didn't do anything for cider this week, honestly. I just let the bubble and ferment.
It's because you have all but one of your fermenters filled.
That is true.
And that's impressive.
Yes.
That's new. Got more health potion in the works. You've got
and
a
that's
couple
the
of other
thing
cool things in the
is
works.
My intention had been to get the strawberry hibiscus syrup made to put into the batch that is going to be a health potion over the weekend. That didn't happen. So I'm going to tell Internet Land, as a form of accountability, that that's going to happen early this week. It is.
Okay. Did you call URM to ask them
if
they... Okay, cool. Do you want me to call URM to find out if they have strawberries?
Maybe.
Okay.
They're closed right now, I think.
I'll leave a message.
At any rate. I told you. Pathetic cider update.
That's fine. You've got a lot of cider going. And a lot of greatness in the future coming up, too.
However, I did release the barrel-aged MD 314 this week.
That is a thing.
It's really
nice. That is so hashtag adulting.
Yes.
Kaylee.
100%.
Kaylee again, calling them like she sees them.
So that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're in talks about getting me another fermenter. Because right now I have 5, which is nice.
But when you use 2 at a time.
Exactly. So if I got another fermenter, I could do another batch here in a week or 2, which would be a good idea.
To be fair, when we bought them originally, our press was so much less efficient than it is now that was an appropriate number of fermenters to have, because one pressing filled one fermenter.
Yeah.
And boy, we were living in it, and we'd have 5 different. But now that pressing is so much more efficient, it kind of fills most of 2, and which is great.
Yes,
but
not a complaint. I
just straight need to order it.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
MD is that good.
I always love your ciders, and I always do enjoy them, but I usually don't reach for them.
Sure,
because I prefer my beers. I'm in the mood for that. But that one I reach for.
Fun fact. I wore my Janet shirt today for my Halloween costume. I bought the clothes specifically so I could continue wearing them. Fun fact.
Bing.
I released MD 4 years ago.
Holy cow.
I don't think it was today.
No, it wasn't, but I have the pictures. But
yeah.
Wow.
But within a few days of today, 3 years ago, maybe.
It would have been 3 years ago, because that was a
ago.
year prior to us actually opening the tap room.
Yes.
3 years. That's well done.
Yeah.
Was that your first finalized recipe?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep. So
very nice.
That's fun.
Singularity was my first finalized recipe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. An old book, no. Raven Master?
Ish.
Raven Master was my first recipe that I created entirely based on theory and education. Rather than basing it off something else that I then modified to my own liking.
Yeah.
So.
And Ish was the first one you released.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Memory lane.
Memory lane. So
that's what's happening in the beer and cider. Now, what happened in Bardic Land?
We have more beer and cider news, but but let's come back to Bardic Land first.
No, let's finish beer and cider news.
Okay, cool. So in a happy turn, we're ready to go public with this, right?
We talked about it last week. If you're going where I think you're going.
Oh, I think so. I think, yeah. Ooh. Well, that was a different thought for later. So anyway, so coming up here in about this week, I believe.
I think so.
We will be very proud to have Natural 20 bringing their brewing equipment into our facility, where they will be brewing with us for an extended period of time while they get their new brewing facility up and running.
Alongside us,
yes.
There will be collabs.
There will be collaborations, but it will be...
They're brewing Nat 20 stuff, we're brewing Bardic stuff.
And we will all be doing it on a hybrid system that uses the best that we both have to offer. And so I have equipment that they don't, they have equipment that I don't. With our powers combined, we're going to have a pretty sick...
The Mighty Morphin
something
Rangers.
Like that, or Captain Planet.
The rings. The rings.
So we're going to have a pretty sick brew system that both of us are going to benefit from tremendously. You're going to get to see a lot more Bardic beer. You're going to actually get to see Natural 20 beer.
So,
which is good.
Bonus.
Is good. So it's just going to be an awesome, awesome time. I can't wait. Reese and I were nerding out the other day about about the different things we're going to be able to do and how much more efficient it's going to be. And it's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
So
So
we're looking forward to
that'll be
that.
fun.
That's going to be happening hopefully this week, and we'll get going from there.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the end of the Bardic news. I can't wait. That system, I'm going to be out there tinkering, setting things up. Honey, look at this. It's 800 degrees in like no time at all. Do you need 800 degrees to make beer? No, but I can if I want to.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be epic. We're both going to really struggle when we have to part ways occasionally, but I want a system that big. And he'll want a bunch of other things of ours too, but that's okay.
Yes.
We can still be friends.
We can still be friends. All right.
All right.
Bardic Land.
Bardic Land. Extra Life?
Yes.
Yeah, you talk. I've talked a lot.
All right. So, biggest thing that happened this last week is we participated in Extra Life. So that was Saturday from 8. We called it an hour early because of daylight savings time. We were going to go 8 to 8, and the last 3 hours or so,
That was pretty hilarious.
we were playing Lego Pirates of the Caribbean together because we have the save file that we've been working on each year
for years.
Yeah, and we were at like
It was the last level.
89% or something when we started. So we were really close. I think it was in the 90s.
It was 92.
92.
It was 92%
Okay.
when we started.
So we were super close. Like it shouldn't have taken as long as it did. We had to go through like the last 3 or 4 levels of the last like movie, basically. And like the levels should take us like 20 minutes.
Oh,
maybe.
if that.
And I woke up so many times with my character just bashing into a wall or having like dropped whatever they were carrying or whatever. It was so it took us probably 3 hours to do what should have taken us maybe an hour.
There were a few hilarious points where you'd be carrying something along a narrow walkway that you have to zigzag back and forth across. You'd be doing great, and then you just kind of jump into the water. Honey, time to wake up again. Oh, I got it. You get 90% of the way, jump into the water. Honey, do you want me to do this? No, I got it. And then you'd nail it, and you get all the way across and stop. And then you keep going.
Yeah.
But I was no better. Except I wasn't aware of the fact that I was sleeping. So I'd be playing along, and then all of a sudden my character's on the other side of the screen, hitting themselves against a wall. It's like, I appear to have fallen asleep again. Let's go.
Yes. So darn that daylight savings time.
Yeah, it was good times. But
we had a ton of fun.
But fun aside.
So we, Bardic, as a team, raised $2,340, which
that is record breaking for us personally.
It doubled what our goal was. It more than doubled. We had $1,000 goal, more than doubled that.
No, by far. We had some huge donors that we won't call out here because reasons, but they such generous people. Yes. Oh my gosh, best people you'll ever meet, and they're all of them, really. And, from the people that gave like $1 to the people that gave a lot more than that, every single one of them, good hearts, good people that they saw a need and they filled it. Yep. Dang, we have good friends and customers.
Yes. So that's super exciting for us. We got an email this morning with the local for Sacred Heart kind of scoreboard.
Yeah, kind of.
So Bardic as a team raised the 2,340, but then the team is made up of people, and so
that's weird.
And so it was pretty evenly split between the two of us.
Can I see that email again?
Quickly.
Sorry to completely distract you from talking.
It's okay.
Okay, I'll see. You keep talking.
Okay. So we got the leaderboard. That's what I was thinking. And so Mark and I split it up pretty evenly. Mark gave me a little bit more of the favor. Yeah. So that put me in, as far as like all the players raising money for Sacred Heart, that put me in 5th place.
Of everybody raising money for Sacred Heart Children's Hospital.
And Mark in 9th.
And as a team, we were in 3rd place for the number 3 donor.
Really?
Yeah, as a team, we were the number 3 donor for Sacred Heart
I
Children's
didn't see
Hospital.
that one. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys killed it.
Yes.
Raising money for kids. I mean, come on.
And Sacred Heart as a hospital. So Extra Life is an international organization. They work with Children's Miracle Network hospitals. So Sacred Heart is one of them. But because we specifically donate to Sacred Heart, we get updates on that specifically. And they are going to receive over $26,000 from those of us who raised money for them specifically, which is
that's phenomenal.
And then
what I love about this is 100% of what people donate goes to the hospitals. It doesn't go to pay for infrastructure or anything else.
Yeah.
You donate $10, $10 goes to the hospital.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
So.
And then Extra Life as a whole, so they have their big game day event, and that's what we just did. But they are raising money all year round. And so this year so far, they've raised
over $10 million for local children's hospitals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
always
just
look at the commas and I'm just like, hundreds,
thousand, million. Yeah.
Over $10 million.
Which
raised so far, and they've still got another 2 months, and that's going to bump it up. I would not be surprised if they get to 10.5.
Oh, yeah, easy. Yeah, these guys are phenomenal. It's one of those deals where like one guy or a couple guys heard an absolutely heart-wrenching story.
Oh no,
one of those.
So the foundation story is there's a gentleman that worked at a local gaming shop down in Texas, and they decided to do like a Wishing Star Foundation thing where there's a sick child and she was really into video games, and so the shop donated like a gaming console and all these games to her while she was in the hospital.
Which in and of itself is tremendously noble.
Yes.
Good for them for doing that. I mean,
so fantastic.
We would do that, but kids in hospitals don't need beer. So
no, not at all.
I think people would frown on that.
But. So fast forward a couple of years, she didn't make it.
Yeah.
So
it's okay to cry about these things.
Yeah. And so on the way home from the funeral, he was going over like how awful this is. It's kids.
Yeah, I know.
And decided he wants to do something more. He wanted to do bigger, pretty much. And he knew that the gaming community can be so generous, as we've seen.
Clearly.
And we know the beer community can be so generous.
Clearly.
Combine the two. And so he decided that he was going to start his own charity organization called Extra Life. And it was kind of one of those like, I'm going to do this thing and it's going to look like this. Can you guys help? And we heard about it the first year. And we're just like, that sounds amazing.
Heck yeah.
Like, let's do it. And so it's grown, it went from...
Oh, I know the numbers.
Well, it went from something that he was just doing on the side to something that is now his full-time job. So, numbers.
Yeah. First year, they raised around the ballpark of 100,000, which is phenomenal.
Astounding.
That's just like, hey, bunch of game nerds, let's get together and raise money for children. And they did it.
Yeah.
Next year was like 300,000. Then they hit 900,000. Then they crossed that million. It's just been growing nearly exponentially.
Yeah.
And it's leveled out. It's not exponential anymore.
The first few years was exponential, though.
But $10 million, in a year, that's phenomenal. That is a whole lot of people being the best of humanity right there. So I am proud to be part of the best of humanity.
Yes, I am too. So,
and you all should be too.
Yes.
Everybody that tipped anything or purposefully donated or accidentally dropped money on the floor, every single one of you are the best of humanity.
Yes. So, yeah. So, and we're just thrilled.
Yeah. So that was a fun event.
Also, we won the bet with the guys who make surplus of popes.
Is it really called winning when you totally mop the floor with them? Absolutely destroy them.
They're gonna
by a factor of 4.
They're gonna send us Canadian treats, though.
I know there was food involved, and I told them outright, you had a chance at winning until you brought food into this. Then that you just sealed your own fate.
So we've last year and this year, and I think we're going to keep going each year. There's a group of guys. They make a board game called Surplus of Popes. It's a hilarious game, but they do comics and stuff too, which I actually didn't know about.
I think we should change it up next year because we're clearly going to sweep up and clean house. Next year, we should make it somebody like first person to their goal. So then it's fairer. It's not like, we have a massive community because we own our own business and we're going to hit $3,000 like that. Good luck getting $500.
I don't know. It kind of pushes them to be.
It does, but it's not fair. It's like, hey, kid, want to have an arm wrestling match?
With Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
You're going to lose. But
at any rate.
But if it can be like first one to run to that table, they might have a chance.
At any rate. So we won that little friendly wager with them, and they're going to send us some Canadian goodies. If they had won, we were going to send them like Tillamook cheese, and
we still should.
We probably still
we should send them squeaky cheese and tell them make poutine with this.
Yes. So
A.
They're up in Canada, obviously.
I like them.
Nice guys.
They are super nice guys.
So that was Extra Life. A lot of fun. Just fantastic time.
Yep. What else?
Mug Club renewals.
Yes.
So it started on the 2nd, so on Tuesday. If you are currently a Mug Club member, Peter seems very excited about Mug Club renewals. If you are a current Mug Club member, you are eligible to come in and renew your membership. So what that looks like is $100 gets you from January 1st to December 31st next year. Gets you your spot, so you can keep your name, you can change your name, but you have until you tell us otherwise or Black Friday hits, you have first dibs on your current name, and you get to choose your color. So we've taken away 2 of the colors, the yellow and the green, and we have added black. So the base colors are the jeans, the blue jeans color, the TARDIS blue, the iridescent brown, purple, blue. It gets called a lot of colors. Red and black. They all have accent colors with them. I believe it's like gray, tan, black, purple. Yeah. So, I mean, they're going to look amazing. Come on in if you want to see examples. Yes. Example. We have example. Once Black Friday hits, the Mug Club opens to everybody. So even if you have a current Mug Club, if you have not renewed by then, you still have a chance to renew. But if all of the spots have been taken before you get in, sorry. You still get your mug from this year. Yep, you always get to take that home, no matter what. Yep. But the next year. Same thing with the names. If you don't renew until after Black Friday and you get a spot, but somebody else has taken the name that you had, sorry. So you have a chance to create a new one. Yep. Put a 1 at the end. Just like any good gamer would. No. Yes. We're not doing that. Absolutely. Writing the toaster, 1. No. Yes. No. How about user 1? Player 1. Okay, that I would go with. Yes. Peter's gamer tag has a whole bunch of numbers after it. If it's a gamer tag, fine. Player 1. I think would be good. I am one of those people that actively do whatever I have to the name, the username that I want, to not make numbers be a part of the end of it. Yeah, you're not wrong, Kaylee. It's going to be a mad rush on Black Friday. Yeah, we get asked. I would say safely every single day. Most days at least. Every single day that I am there, I answer that question. Yeah. Black Friday's your day. Black Friday's your day. And there have been a few people saying, "Oh, I'm going to be lining up." I know it might be 3 of them, but we're going to have to show up early just to make sure the place is ready when we open the doors. Should put out a little like tape mark that says line starts here so that we can put the patio out. No kidding. We absolutely should. And then we pull up the tape, they come rushing in. Yeah. All right. So
Anyway, we're going to have a dedicated computer set up for people to type in their stuff so that it's not iPad, fill it in.
Yes.
Everybody wait 5 minutes while this person, because I can't take your money right now.
Yes,
We'll
that's a
solve
good
that.
idea.
We'll solve that. Anyway,
See, Luke's on my side.
random numbers have no place in gamer tags. That's right. Random
Amen.
words? Absolutely.
Now,
Try
sometimes
slapping the at the beginning.
sometimes I will add numbers within the name.
Sure.
So
sure.
like one of Wendy's usernames has pink in it, but the username she wanted wasn't available, so I just changed that I to a 1 and it worked.
Yep. Yeah, definitely
Yes.
a separate machine for.
Yeah. We might want to bring in both of our laptops.
You're probably right.
Like make one of the tables sign
now
in.
sign up. Yeah.
That'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah, well, we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Please speak.
Leet speak.
If your name is taken, try putting the in front of it. If it's still taken, try putting yo at the end of it. The unicorn yo. That should be just fine.
Oh, yes. Peter's got a thing at his school that he's really trying to push to make a thing is yo frog. And then one of the other kids was like, no frog. So now there's like a rivalry.
Just like that, there's a faction.
But they're friendly. So
that's Mug Clubs.
Yes.
Long story short, current member, if you want to renew, and you do, come in before Black Friday.
Yep.
Otherwise, you roll the dice and best of luck to you.
Yep.
There
the
will
odds be ever in your favor.
There will be 130 spots this year instead of the 104 from last year.
Yep.
So, I mean, you're guaranteed that even if everybody renewed, there's still 26 more spots that are going to be open. So,
yep. Which not everybody will renew.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So there are mugs that belong to people in Alaska that aren't coming back.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There will be at least.
They're having friends mail them to them.
Hey, more power to them.
Yeah. Other events. This coming Saturday is Boga. Because,
really? Again?
Yeah.
Fancy.
Well, because it's Amanda, the gal who teaches it, it's based on her schedule and her husband's work schedule.
Fair enough.
And so and with Thanksgiving, that makes it really weird.
Yeah.
So preferably we would have had it a little bit later, but Thanksgiving, that's a thing.
Apparently.
Are you okay?
I am now. Look, dragon's milk.
Ooh. So there are plenty of tickets. Let me double check on how many because I have not looked at it recently. Okay, organize. That's fun. All right, so we have 7 tickets available for Boga. Should probably push that this week.
Fun fact, aluminum cans don't stick to metal.
It's because they're non-ferrous.
Nor do they stick to magnets. Also, good usage of the word non-ferrous. So how many tickets?
7.
7 tickets.
So Amanda is amazing at teaching Boga. I know I've gushed about her before. I'm so glad. She is wonderful at, you've never done yoga a day in your life? Sweet, we'll make this accessible to you. Oh, you are a fellow yoga teacher? Awesome, I'll make it accessible.
A long time ago.
20 years ago. Came into the tap room on Saturday and happens to work with Amanda who teaches Boga.
What are the chances?
Yeah. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. And then you get beer after. So, or cider. Or both. You can do a flight.
Or both.
So there's that. I believe those are the only events until here's my calendar. Until the end of the month, which will be our 2-year anniversary.
Which that's going to be a thing.
That's going to be a thing.
Giveaways, celebrations, fun.
We're still hashing out details, but it's going to be a lot
I
of
have
fun.
an outrageous idea that I'll share off camera.
Teaser.
Our giveaways have been getting progressively bigger and better every year. And I have a thought. That isn't a car.
Okay.
But it's going to be pretty epic, and I bet the place will be packed.
So
let's tell secrets so nobody can hear.
I will point out though that Thanksgiving falls on a Thursday and we will be closed.
Darn
So,
right. We'll absolutely be closed on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, falls on a Thursday, like it's on any other day.
It's always,
always on a Thursday.
Falls on a Thursday, yes.
Yes.
But Black Friday.
Black Friday we're open.
Look out. Yep. Normal hours.
Normal hours, yes.
None of this insane nonsense.
4 to 10.
PM. 4 p.m. to 10 p.m.
If you're up at 4 a.m. for anything other than I have to be at my job, something wrong with you.
No kidding.
Dan.
Love that, man.
Yes.
So, what else we got?
I think that's it as far as events go.
Cool. Food.
Yes.
You had a fantastic pizza idea.
I did, but that was going to be special for the anniversary.
We could have another fantastic pizza idea for the anniversary and do your first pizza idea for this week.
Well, we already had an idea for this week.
Yeah, so we did.
So,
feel free to tell the audience because they don't know. Obviously, I do, but I'm sure they don't know yet.
I've been talking a lot,
but I want to hear your words.
I
want to hear your. I know how I describe it, but I'm so clumsy with
your
words.
Voice is so amazing. I would love for you to.
I'll hum your background music. Come on.
All right. This week we were talking about doing a corn chowder. So I got the recipe. That's the wrong app.
Not from Extra Life.
No, not from Extra Life. That was the right app. I don't remember when it was. There it is. Corn and basil chowder.
Wow.
Yeah, so this isn't like clam chowder with corn instead.
Good, because that would be an abomination that I would refuse to serve.
Yeah, no. It's corn and onion, celery, bell pepper, potato, garlic, olive oil, vegetable broth, lemon juice, and basil.
There's no cream or anything in it of any kind? So it's more of a soup.
Yeah.
A corn soup.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a hard time calling it a chowder if it's not cream-based at all.
Okay.
Or clam-based, or exactly our recipe.
I don't know how things get labeled as a chowder versus a soup. So
I don't know.
I am basing this off the author of the recipe.
Like a tomato soup, but
corn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, and it's vegan.
Oh, that's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, it looks delicious, and I think it will. If I remember right, the weather's supposed to be pretty darn good this week.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh no, there's lots of rain.
It's horrible. Yeah, no, that's terrible. Let's not do
Never
that.
mind.
That's gross.
Okay, so it's going to be a reminiscent of summer as the weather declines.
Just in time for all of us wishing that it were summer again.
Exactly. So then we can have like a little bowl of summer.
A little bowl of summer.
Yeah.
I like that.
So
we should serve a Mai Tai with it.
I almost got who was it? Locust has a mojito.
Oh
cider.
gosh, yeah, I bet that was good
tonight. Yes. So some other ideas that we have for specials this week. Chowder is just a thick soup, not to be confused with a bisque.
Fair.
Yes.
Okay. The more you know.
The more you know. I bet the vintage cookbook that we have in the tap room would probably describe that well.
Mulligatawny? What does that even mean?
I don't remember, but we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago on
Line
on YouTube Live.
Okay. Well,
and somebody suggested that, and I wrote it down, and I was going to look into it.
All right. Google can solve that for us.
Yes.
Cool.
So, some other ideas that we have. So, corn chowder will be this week. But next week, a couple of ideas that have been brought up recently are pretzels.
I'm so confused. So it's like a triangle, or it's like a rectangle and a square. A square is technically a rectangle, but not all rectangles are squares.
Yes.
Okay. So
brown dog is brown, but not all dogs are brown.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I'm done. After corn chowder comes, or corn bisque.
So next week we could do pretzels. Somebody suggested an apple hand pie, like an apple pie hand pie, which sounds really, really good.
So kind of like if Hot Pockets had done it right.
Yeah.
They did.
Peter is suddenly offended from the other room. How about if McDonald's had done it right?
Okay.
Instead of those sad little craps that you get.
Yeah, those are tragic. So, as always, we're definitely open for suggestions. The apple pie hand pie was actually somebody mentioned it at the tap room. So
Yeah.
feel free to come in, leave your comments here on YouTube. Either way is good.
Yep.
Let's see. This week is not tabletop game night.
Correct.
But the following week is, and we're going to have a special game master.
Nice.
So Mark and I have not figured out how we're going to fit into that, but at least one of us will also be hosting games. But a gentleman, man, I should have grabbed the paper. Pretzels and beer cheese. I mean, yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
I'm trying to. I don't even know where I put the paper.
Pretty sure it's upstairs somewhere, but
Well, it might be in my purse. It might be on the desk.
no, because I just saw it very recently,
Okay.
like yesterday. So it's not in your purse.
He's gonna be. His name is Kevin, and he is host.
He has a
right?
first name.
It is Kevin, right?
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
just embarrass
I
myself.
have no idea who you're talking about or what you're saying.
It's a man who has a name that might or might not be Kevin. And he picked a game that has a name. Am I selling this well?
You're doing a great. Keep it up.
And
How long
look,
does that game take?
he's got a 2-hour time slot.
Oh,
So
that
it's
one you
it's
actually
a
knew.
game.
Okay.
Yes. Tim has a first name. It's Kevin. Yes. Exactly.
It
Okay.
takes time and it allows players.
Yes.
That's what we know.
Yes.
More details coming eventually.
I will actually prepare next week, and I'm gonna blame it on Extra Life
Yeah.
because despite getting we got about 4.5 hours of sleep yesterday. I mean, we slept well last night, but stupid game that I got hooked on at Extra Life kept me up until 1 o'clock in the morning. It's just like one more.
Just
I'm just
one
gonna-
more.
I'm
I
just gonna-
wondered when you came to bed. Wow.
Stupidly late.
Man.
Yeah. So I'm going to blame it on that. Certain amount of time. Yes. All right. I think that's it.
I think so.
Those are the events coming up.
Sounds about right.
Talked about the special.
Yep.
All right.
I'm really looking forward to the pretzels and beer cheese. That's going to be a thing.
So you think we'll do that the week after?
I think so. I really
Okay.
do. Yeah.
Okay. Are we going to hand make them?
That's tough. We'll have to sort that one out.
Okay.
On the one hand, there's a certain other brewery in the valley who may have bought out the entire valley's worth of pretzels.
They're
Not
supposed to
naming
get some
names.
this week.
Yeah, because they special ordered them after
Well-
they cleaned out everyone within a 20-mile radius.
Well, they cleaned out everybody within the 20-mile radius, but then they also set up
I think
a
it would
special order with one of the places. Especially for game night, it would be a tasty snack.
on the one hand, it would be far more in our style to make them.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, that's all.
We'll look into it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find a recipe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cross that bridge.
The bridge will be too heavily guarded.
You're right. I love you, woman. You're great.
Okay.
All right, what
Random
else?
recommendation.
You just knew it was going to come to that. I don't know.
Okay, I have one.
Okay, good. What is
so
it?
you've got about a minute. So think.
You got a minute and a half.
I reminded him in the kitchen today because
Yes,
I
you did.
remembered.
Yes, you did. And I thought about it for quite a while, and then it's gone.
Because I had one. Sims 4. It's the stupid game that I got hooked on. And I will probably be playing again tonight.
I'm
So-
playing my game too. As much as I enjoyed watching you and eating snacks,
It's
I'm going to sit at my desk and play my game that I've desperately been wanting to play since Extra
but
Life.
you finished it.
My other game that I've been wanting to play since Extra
I
Life.
didn't know you had another game.
So I'll just
Well,
occasionally
maybe you
turn
can
around.
bring your laptop over and we can like hang out.
That's
And
true.
you play
I can occasionally tell you how pretty you are, and then I'll
Yeah.
keep playing.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, we'll do that.
Yes. So
Sims 4.
Sims 4. Super fun game.
Snort.
It's hush. I found myself thinking, this is kind of like domestic Dungeons and Dragons.
Humans and households.
Humans and households. Because you create your character and then they just go out into the world and you get to kind of try and like guide them through things. And there's not like epic things like dragons and liches. It's things like, oh look, the bathroom sink is spraying water all over the bathroom. It really is. And as I'm playing it, I'm sitting here thinking, like, this is like real life, but I'm enjoying this.
And they've also taken their babies.
There is a joke from that show that I don't feel comfortable making on this.
Yeah, don't.
Fog of accusation. That one's better.
At any rate, I had a ton of fun with it. The dishes go in the sink, not on the floor.
Right.
Or the book. And my characters, and they'll like, I'll like have them like go to talk to somebody and they'll be reading a book and they'll like bring the book over and then just stand there reading, which is, I feel that. And then I'll like assign them again. Hey, like cancel that action, stop reading and talk to the person in front of you. And then like close the book and just drop it on the floor. I feel like they're being snarky to me.
It's like, I could put you in a swimming pool and delete the ladder. Don't push me.
Oh, but it's a lot of fun. So I started off with making a sim for me and a sim for Mark. And then I don't know if you can like start them off married or not. Like I still don't know that. But I found out very quickly that my sims, although they were in the same like household and living in the same house, they were not married. So then I had to go through all the process of like, all right, start like
Make
flirting
jokes.
with each other, like build up the relationship, flirt. Okay, now you're dating. Okay, cool. Now let's propose and get married, which our sims are married now.
Are they finally married?
Yes.
That's good.
Yes. So, oh, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's discovering things like, oh, you mean you want like light in your house? You want to?
What do you mean you want a door into the bathroom?
The first time I tried to get my characters to actually go sleep in a bed because they were sleeping on park benches. I put little like the cheap like the cots because I was out of money. And put it in what would eventually be the bedroom. And I would assign them to go and they would start walking over there and then just stop and like do this with some like angry speech bubble ahead of them. And I'm like, what is going? Just go to the bed. You're tired. And then I realized I had failed to put a door in the wall.
Climb in through the window. What's your problem?
Yes.
Do you even have windows in the house?
Yes, I
Oh,
do.
good.
Yes, they're very pretty. So, yes. Oh, thank you.
Did they get married or did they elope?
No, they got married.
Oh, there's a whole big
Which-
ceremony and everything.
Big. So they give you lots of options of where the wedding can be. And I was going through all the
Park
options.
bench to remember their first memories.
Well, it was things like the museum or the nightclub or your house or your friends' houses. And I was going through all of them pretty quickly and I was tired and didn't realize that I got to the bottom of the list and just pushed okay on some random friend's house. And like, I haven't put any effort into the Sims relationship with those people. So like the wedding consisted of everybody just like sporadically in the house. Like
Just kind of showing up.
like characters.
Guess what?
Like characters just like out like on the computer and I'm like trying to like figure out like what is going on. What
Owner
is
of the house.
and there's a caterer just in the midst of it all, like chopping vegetables.
Coffee table.
And so I noticed one of the option was like marry now or something. Super romantic.
Man and wife. Say man and wife.
And so it's like, okay, so I think I had your sim come to marry my sim. it was like in some random like guest bedroom with some random old woman sitting in a chair, just kind of like.
Wow.
And then we took a selfie.
Okay, well, it can't go much more downhill than that. I bet they're going to have an amazing marriage.
Well, and then like it gives you like goals for whatever event. So like the first date had all these
No
goals.
fires.
Yes, his sim set our kitchen on fire
and got caught on fire himself.
Yes.
You put me out though, my hero.
Yes. Anyway, but one of them was like it was things like have somebody witness the marriage. But one of them was have drinks. And
Oh no.
So there's supposed to be like it was like 0 out of 3. And so like I don't know how to, so I just like the bride like in her wedding gown like walks over to the bar that I like looked all over the house for and starts making drinks for people.
Oh, well, they're gonna have some memories from that one, aren't they?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so that's my random recommendation of the week. Sims 4. It's fun.
Wow, yours sounds way more fun than mine. Depends on who you are, I suppose.
What's yours?
Well, keeping with that theme, then, my random recommendation of the week would be the video game called The Turing Test.
Yours is the existential moral crisis.
Really is. Based off of the actual Turing test in history, which the basic premise of which is, could you have a conversation with a machine and not realize it's a machine? So it is that test that's designed to separate humans from computers, and not in that "are you a robot? Click all the tractors" kind of way, but an actual could you have a conversation with somebody and not realize that they're a machine?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the differentiating point. And so the premise of the game is that without giving away the plot, because it's great, but the premise of the game is your character goes to Europa, to the moon around Saturn, Jupiter. Sure, yeah, Jupiter. All the cool moons are around Jupiter, and to try to track down the landing party that has mysteriously gone missing. And when you arrive there, you find out that the modular base, for lack of a better word, has been rearranged to be all these puzzle rooms, seemingly a Turing test. Jupiter, cool. So, kinds of tests that only a human could solve with their lateral thinking and their ability to think outside the box without just trying every permutation, some of which might not work. Like there's a pressure plate. It needs something on it to activate the switch. Chop off your arm and put it on the pressure plate.
I mean, technically,
that would be a computer solution.
Yeah.
A human would be, maybe I could use something else in the room. That'd be fine too. So, and of course the plot thickens as you go along, but you end up at the very end and there's this absolute, there is no good option. I see where you're coming from, and I also see where this other guy is coming from, and there's no good solution for what's going on. And they set up an amazing story.
Which are you going to choose?
Yeah, and you come down to the crisis moment where you have to choose something, and it's lose-lose. And it's an amazing story. It is so well done. The voice acting is phenomenal.
Are any particular voice actors, or?
Yeah, I don't remember what his name is, but you'd surely recognize him. Let's see here.
I'm always curious in voice actors. It's like when you're watching a show, like a cartoon or something, because I watch a lot of cartoons, and you hear the voice, and it's like, who is that? And then you find out like it's Mark Hamill or something. Like
it's always Mark Hamill
or Jim Cummings.
It's usually Jim Cummings. Actually,
fun fact.
Yeah, really.
So in the movie The Lion King, Jeremy Irons does the voice of Scar, and fantastic, does an amazing job. When he was singing Be Prepared, there's a part where it gets like super intense, and Scar is what's he say? It's like you won't get a scrap without me or something like that. But he's like really guttural, really intense. He damaged his vocal cords doing that, and so couldn't finish the rest of that song for a while, like had to stop recording for a while until his vocal cords healed. But of course, the production had to continue. So they brought in Jim Cummings, who was doing the voice of Ed the hyena, the like cuckoo crazy one. He also did voices of little known characters like Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. Darkwing Duck. Like if you watched a show as a child, you heard his voice. And so he came in and finished the rest of the song. So from that point on, from the "You Won't Get a Scrap Without Me" on, is not Jeremy Irons anymore. It's Winnie the Pooh. So that's fun fact.
Which you can hear if you're listening for it.
Yeah, if you're listening for it. But
so nobody we've known, you would recognize him listening to him, but not from anything you could put your finger on. Although interestingly, in the Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince video game, he was the voice of Snape.
Oh, cool.
So which is fine, whatever. But he has also most notably been in what's that stupid show that everybody watches? Game of Thrones. And he's Randall Tarley.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. Probably nobody cares. Nobody watches that show anyway. But his voice is just so rich and so British, and it's just so beautiful to listen to.
Was he? Okay. I think I heard him last night when you were.
Yeah,
playing.
His voice is so soothing, and his logic is so infallible. It's just like, I'm a machine. I don't make mistakes. I just do what I've been programmed to do.
Yeah.
And what I've been programmed to do is this, and this is the logical outcome of that. And you're sitting here listening to it going, you've got a really great point, but it just feels wrong.
Plus British accent.
So it already feels like a nature documentary. And it's
penguins.
And it's so interesting because each level starts out with a little bit of dialogue between this AI character and you, the protagonist. And so you're fighting through each level so you can get to the next dialogue. It's like, who cares about the puzzles? Screw the puzzles. I just want to solve them as quick as I can so I can get to the next dialogue. And by the end of the story, you don't care about the puzzles anymore. You're listening to the dialogue. What is happening with these characters? Why did this landing crew go missing? What was their, and then you make contact with them and they present their arguments. So I love that game. I've played it through a couple times now. It just gets harder. Not the puzzles. The puzzles are fine, but the moral quandary at the end is fantastic. I love that game. So
nice.
That's my random recommendation of the week.
It's a good random recommendation.
And if you like that, you might, of course, you would also like Portal, but you also might like the Stanley Parable.
Oh, that
which is just a lighthearted, you don't actually have free will type game.
The narration
is
one,
so snarky.
He's British, but like Simon Pegg British.
Yeah. There's a difference.
It's not Simon Pegg.
It's not Discovery Channel British.
Yes.
It's Simon Pegg British.
There's Colin Firth British, and there's Simon Pegg British.
Yep. Anyway.
Yes. So I think that's about it.
That's probably about it. I totally wasted the last 10 minutes trying to figure out who that actor was, but that's okay.
Hey, I got to tell the fun fact about Scar.
You're right.
Yes. Which I would love to know. Did the name Scar, was that his given birth name? Or was that what they called him after he received the scar?
I think his given birth name was Jerry. Yep, that's right. And that kind of sucked. And then got a scar and they said, oh, thank God, finally a reason.
All right. Are we good?
I think we're good.
Okay. Should I do a recap real quick?
Do a recap real quick.
Okay. Relics just got brewed. Health Potion is going to be in the works early this week. Internet accountability. Extra Life was amazing. Super incredible. Thank you for all your generosity. Boga is the Saturday. Buy tickets on Eventbrite. Just look up Boga at Bardic. We're going to have clam chowder, not clam bisque, this week for our special.
Corn.
Did I say clam?
You said clam.
Corn chowder. Corn chowder, not corn bisque. Possibly doing pretzels and beer cheese the following week. No tabletop game night this week, but there will be next week with a guest game master. Random recommendation of the week is other event that's coming up. Our second anniversary is coming up at the end of this month. Mud Club renewals are currently happening for current Mud Club members. Opens up to everybody on Black Friday. Random recommendation, Sims 4, the Turing test. Yay!
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right.
Do you want me to do the shutdown? I always do the shutdown.
You do the shutdown. Bye. Thank you guys. You're all amazing. We love you.
See you guys later.